Welcome, Taurus Gemini, to your Astrodice reading for March. Hope your friends are doing great out there. Welcome back, all subscribers. Anyone new, welcome, welcome. Okay, friends, let's see what's going on with you, my beautiful friends. Best message for Taurus Gemini. Okay, we have the 5th house coming out in love with Mercury and some Sagittarius energy. Okay. So the Mercury is really talking about a lot of communication going on. Love that. So how you think, communicate, write, talk, and travel. Okay, so there could be some travel going on for you this month. Doing it Sagittarius style over here, which is very adventurous. Love that. This is the energy imbues power, superior confidence, enthusiasm, with faith, good fortune, and authority. Okay. And going straight into the 5th house of where you have fun, romance, and create things you are proud of. Nice. Okay. Let's get straight into this. A lot of communication going on within these areas of your life. But I love that you're going to do it with a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of courage and confidence, which is going to bring in that good fortune. Going on, taking place in the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month. And one more. Yep, there it is. In the very beginning of the month, there isn't going to be a whole lot of action that's really going to be taking place the way you really wanted it to. You're waiting for a proposal to come through or some kind of opportunity. It's kind of like, trying to be knocking. It might be something that's some kind of secret desire that you really want to have happen. I'm really feeling like this secret romance over here that could be with this Cancer, Pisces, or this Scorpio. I do have Cancer, Pisces twice. So it does feel like there isn't a whole lot going on the way you really want it to go, though, just yet. It feels like it could have been something you were manifesting, but it just hasn't opened up yet. It just feels like the communication is not going forth the way I feel like it's almost like not as fast as you want it to be. Yeah, the communication is just not there. And it almost feels like you have deep feelings for this person, or this person has really good, deep feelings for you, and you're expecting this person to open up to you. Could also be dealing with an Aquarius. Or a Sagittarius. Well, however it is, some of you could even be Gemini, but it just feels like as soon as you start opening up and having a conversation, you want this to go further, but it just feels like as soon as it is there, they kind of slip away. It's almost like you're not getting the opportunity. It's love. Bottom of the deck. This is definitely a love reading. Or recreate things we're proud of and fun might also come up as well, but the majority of the reading is for love. And I do have the Lovers here. Or not the Lovers, the Two of Cups. Same thing. Same thing in its own way. It just feels like you want that unity, right? With the Two of Cups, you want this to be a relationship. You want it to be something bigger than it is. It just feels like as soon as something starts happening, it almost feels like they pull away from you. 7 of Swords, why are you pulling away from me? It's almost like they're not engaging the way you want them to engage because your Ace of Wands is upside down, so it does feel like it's a false start. So it's almost like I want you to give me the cups. I want this to go the way it is. And maybe you have this secret desire to want this to get further than it is. You really want the creation with this person, and you really want this to really, move in a certain direction. But it just doesn't seem to be doing so. Like I said, it seems like as soon as they start really opening up to you or really start talking to you, then all of a sudden it's like the communication is not really there anymore. It's like they kind of shut down. They don't want to talk about that, or they just stop talking. If they're a little cocky because they're in an Aquarius or a Pisces and they have that kind of cockiness, um, they might be kind of like changing the situation from a love situation of where you think you're trying to get towards love. They could be pulling this cocky kind of impulsive behavior um, to where it kind of throws you off guard, and they're no longer talking about that. They're talking about whatever it is. That does happen too. So I kind of see that as well. Either that or they just completely shut down and you just don't hear from them. But off and on. I keep hearing the word stealing my thunder because it almost feels like I'm trying to tell you that I love you and that I want this to go further, but then you want to act cocky or act impulsive about the situation, change it into something else, change the conversation around, and then I don't get to tell my story, right? You kind of stole where I was going. And maybe it's because they're kind of afraid to hear you say that, my friends. Maybe they, don't really want to hear that just yet. Maybe they have a little fear of opening up. King of Pentacles in reverse. The World upside down in the mid-month. And then the Queen of Wands. Some of them might already have somebody. They might have a Leo that they're trying to get over. And maybe this is why they're not completely coming towards you the way you want them to, is because they're still trying to get over someone. But it does feel like, however it is within the romance, you're getting a little more creative. I see, like I said, we will get to that fun creativeness within the fifth house, and here it is coming here. Your creative endeavors and your creativity is very high at the mid-month. So if you are writing or creating anything like art or books or writing or whatever creative thing you're doing, maybe just getting creative within your own finances or however it is, your creativity is going to be very high at the mid-month. Over here, though, it does feel like there's guilty pleasures going on over here, though, on your Taurus side. Why? It's because it just feels like I'm trying my hardest to turn the cycle around, but I can't figure out whether this person is coming or going. Maybe you're even trying to get creative within the situation. Like I said, a lot of you, it does feel like they might even be guilty of holding on to this other person as well. It could be a fire sign. Maybe they're also trying to get creative about how to get around. Maybe they're being creative too about how to get around this fire sign. It feels like for somebody that could be dealing definitely with Leo. We'll just call it Leo for now. But maybe this is why they're not 100% coming towards you, is because they still feel attached to this other person. I don't care if they're divorced from them. I don't care if they're separated. I don't care if they're still with them. It doesn't matter. Maybe they just have children with them. However, it doesn't matter. The point is it feels like they're still holding some tie to this other person. And that's why they're not completely coming towards you. And maybe in the middle of the month, you're feeling a little guilty for trying to push so hard. Maybe you're trying to push so hard to change the chapter, to change this, to make this end, right? I want this to end. I want them to come towards me. I want to show them my loyalties. I want to show them, that I am the one. And they're keeping you kind of in a third-party situation. It doesn't mean that they're cheating. It just means that because they're keeping themselves attached to this other person, it still allows the other person to be in the situation. Okay, so third party does not always mean cheating. I mean, it could be that they're more dedicated to work than they are you, right? Whoever they're giving the attention to becomes the third party, right? Makes you feel like the third wheel. And it is. It's kind of like, I feel kind of guilty because I do feel like I'm the third wheel right now. I feel like they're holding on to me, you know, and want me, but they're not really proving to me that they want to actually start something with me, because they won't end the chapter with the Queen of Wands. So they are definitely, you know, guilty of doing so, of keeping you in a third party kind of situation. Until they cut the ties with the Queen of Wands, it's never going to 100% work. And I think that you know this, though, Taurus Gemini, that however it is, they always want to keep this tie to them. If they have kids with them, you know, it would probably be different, you know, and you'd be like, oh, that's fine. They're always going to have that because that. But if you're actually having an underlining tie to where you're running back and forth and can't give what you need to give, that's no bueno, right? And it does feel like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make you the third wheel. And you might even be kind of feeling this way too in the mid-month, like, why am I allowing this to happen? You know, that's what I'm saying, guilty pleasures of the heart. You're not sure if you really want to invest any more of your time and energy to the situation, but it does feel like you are kind of pulled in that direction, though. This person they have your heart. They definitely have your heart. You just feel like they're not giving the time and the interest to you. So it feels like it's kind of 2 in 1. Like, they don't give the extra pulls and pieces to me. If they're not investing all their, you know, I'm not saying all their time, right? Because they still have to go to work, do those things too, or have kids or whatever. But if they're not going to invest the right kind of time, maybe that's the best way to say that, to me, why am I giving so much of my time and energy to them? So it really has you kind of thinking that you're going to pull, it feels like in the midnight, you're going to pull back. You're definitely pulling back because you're tired of feeling like the third wheel. Every time we have this conversation and I'm trying to get down to my deep desires with you and I'm trying to tell you how much I love you and adore you or however this is, or would like to make it to the next level, they shut down. It's not working. They definitely have you at a crossroads with this Queen of Wands. You do have this stuck feeling because you do feel like you're stuck between, she's just in the middle. And it does make you feel like you're always going to be the third wheel for a while. So definitely feeling like you're stuck right now. So in the mid-month, you definitely feel at a crossroads. You're not sure exactly what to do within this situation. On the creative zone, though, let's go back to that one for a second, where you love to create and you have a hobby and you're doing music or whatever you're doing. It does feel like you're kind of having a writer's block a little bit, or where you were having writer's block, you're getting more creative. Excuse me. You're getting way more creative, kind of coming out of that creator's block, which is very good because I do see the creativity really coming up. It's been happening, though, since February, though. In the middle of February, the Taurian, we're really getting a lot of good creative vibes going on. So, and I do feel like, well, some of you, you know, within the romance area, you might even be trying to get creative of how you're going to get past this queen, or how you're going to put your foot through, you know, the door more. But it's going to be hard because you're stuck at this crossroads. You're like, well, if I push too hard, maybe I'll push them away. Right? It's almost kind of like the good, the bad, and the ugly over here, right? Because it could be oh so good, but then it could be oh so bad. So it's almost like you have to keep your heart back from saying really anything to them because you're just not sure how they're going to react. So the end of the month, it does feel like you're kind of in a defend mode. You're kind of defending your own heart with the Ace of Cups upside down because it's still draining you and wasting you with the Five of Cups because they're just not really doing what they said they're going to be doing. Feeling like you're stuck, like it's not happening. You understand the toxicity that's coming back from this situation. It even makes me think at the end of the month, you might even think that maybe there's a little bit of lustful or obsessive behavior going on with the other person. Like maybe the other person is holding on to you for lustful reasons, or maybe they're just obsessed with you, something of this nature. That's the way if you're starting to get sad because you're starting to believe that this could be a situation. Why? Because why are they draining all their energy on the Queen of Cups? The King of Wands is the same as the Queen of Cups. Or no, I'm sorry. The Queen of Wands is the same as the King of the King of Wands. Maybe somebody is dealing with a Queen of Cups, right? Maybe somebody has a Cancer. Maybe she's not a Leo. However it is. But what you're trying to say is, why am I wasting my time? You know, am I being manipulated? And it's things that you're going to want to ask yourself as you're being the hangman over here. And these are things that are going to come into light. But you're also feeling like this Queen of Wands is manipulating your person and holding tight to them. And this is kind of draining you as well, because you can see everything. Every time she has a problem, or every time he has a problem, they have to pick up the phone and call them or something, right? So you do feel like they're kind of manipulating them to stay into a relationship that maybe the King of Swords does not want to be in. So there's these huge ties attached. It's just the whole problem with the Devil upside down is you're just aware of the situation, that it's such a toxic situation that you're not sure if you even want to be involved anymore. You can see that there is definitely 2 of Cups behind you, right, with the 5 of Cups. It's just that the 3 of Cups is so in the way that it's blocking the 2 of Cups. But you do believe deep down inside that you could have the 2 of Cups with this person if they would just stop messing around with the, we'll say, the Leo or the Capricorn, whoever it is, right? I do really want to know, though, just in case this reading doesn't come up for the beginning of the month, end of the month, or middle of the month, how this person really does feel about you. Because, you know, love readings, they don't always come up so much, so I will get to that in just a minute. So I really do want to know, you know, because this energy here is telling me, Taurus, that you are really, or Taurus Gemini, that you really are worried whether or not this person is really just obsessed, playing games with you. Are they lustful towards you, or is this a true love, or, you know, even something that is even worth going after? Because I can see it here. You're starting to drain your energy. You're starting to feel like even you are being a little manipulated, as you feel like the Queen of Wands is manipulating them, as they're going back and forth. So we will get some cards there in just a second. Like, what, you know, what the heck? Because, you know, doing all this time of this reading and then having to say, well, what is it? You know? So for the majority of you, so let's just see how this person really feels about you, because, you know, are you wasting your time? Will they ever truly come, you know? How do they feel about you? Spirit says, let go of control issues and allow the situation to unfold naturally. Says your person has a little bit of codependency, and it's, you know, is that towards the Leo, or is it towards you, or is it both? You see what I'm saying? Addiction is affecting your romance life. Now, that doesn't mean it's less. That just means that they're a little codependent. It could be that the reason they're allowing the Queen of Wands to keep control over this situation is because they do feel like they've been with them too long, or something of the nature, and they have some kind of codependency with them, whether it's children or whatever it is. Let's see what this card says. It's time to disconnect from the world and go on a retreat. They need to retreat so that they can get their head together. Because to them, it's sideways. They don't even know where true love is. Who really truly loves me? Is it Taurus Gemini, or is it the Leo? So it's not saying they don't truly know true love. It's just saying they don't know who. They don't know exactly who to pick. You know what that means, though? It means that their heart is stuck in 2 different places. For a lot of you who have a past life relationship with this person, yeah. And that they do believe that you could be the one. You know, it's going to be crazy but they do not want to have a heart-to-heart conversation with you. And that's because they don't know where their true love lies. They really do believe that you could be the one for them, but because they're stuck between you and this other person, they don't want to talk about their feelings. That, oh man, you guys have definitely could be dealing with an Aquarius or a Pisces, right? They really just don't want to talk about their feelings at all. And yes, some of them have children with this other person. So, but it's saying, yeah, they have passion for you. So it's not a lie. There's not lust. Because if it was lust, then that passion would be upside down as lust. That passion turns to lust. But yeah, they definitely know they need a separation. Not from you, but from the Queen of... You know, it's crazy. Because they have the passion for you. They know they want to have the separation from the Queen of Wands. But they do feel like they're codependent upon her. Now, whether it's, like I said, maybe it's because of the children. If they have children. Not all of them have children. But there's something about this person, maybe, like I said, they've been with them too long, or something is going on. But it is crazy because it says they have unrequited love for the Queen of Wands. This is definitely codependency. Look, there's enough love to say that I have enough attraction or chemistry to keep the relationship going. So they say the Queen of Wands is beautiful. I do have attraction for her. I just am not in love with the Queen of Wands. I love her, but I'm not in love. And yeah. So is it lust? No, absolutely not. It's, you know what this is all telling me? Your person's confused. And not only when their confusion becomes confusion, then it starts confusing you. Because now you don't know where you stand. And that's why you're at a crossroads. And that's why it's become even worse during the middle of the month, because the more they keep talking the way they're talking, and maybe they even told you that they love you. I'm not going to say they didn't. I didn't see that, right? It's just, it feels like when you want to get down to the deeper pieces of emotions, they back off, right? And that's because of the confusion. And then that puts you right back into the place of, do they love me? Do they really love me? They don't want to listen to any deep emotional stuff that I really want to bring out into the open. So what the hell is really going on? Confusion. They don't know what they're doing. They know one thing. They know that they're not supposed to be with this Queen of Wands. This Queen of Wands is unemotional and doesn't have anything for them. Except for disharmony. But we know that here. But they don't know how to open up. I think she's got them all. She or he has got them all messed up. And it could be, because it could be years that they've been together, guys, right? So, you know, even if it's only 6 or 7 months, I can get them all screwed up emotionally. That's why I think you're dealing with somebody who is a more emotional sign. Okay, and that was it for you, my friends. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.